You know, guys, I'm not gonna sit here and say that the result is shocking. I'm not surprised about dropping points against Nottingham Forest, against a Sean Dyche team, away from home, small pitch, tight, scrappy game. I'm not surprised about that. But what I am super disappointed about is the performance, is the way we even came out in general. I thought today that performance from Man United was poor. And it felt a little bit more like what we're used to under Ruben Amorim and what we've been used to over the last year or so, where I just didn't really think that we got our game off at all today. At all. There were so many aspects of the game which was disappointing, which was off par, and not up to kind of what we've been doing in the last few games. Now, my big concern, and the reason why I was thinking that this game is almost as tough as Liverpool, it's almost as tough as Brighton, is because against Brighton and against Liverpool, those are the type of games where Brighton are going to possess the ball, Liverpool are going to possess the ball. We're going to go long. We're doing 39, 40 long balls a game from Lamens to the front line. And we can play that kind of survival mode football. We can play that kind of inferior football against those type of teams. Under 40% possession, we can play that type of football. But when you come up against a Nottingham Forest team, a Sean Dyche team, who are going to say, you know what? Play. Let's see what you guys can do when you're on ball quality. You guys are going to build up from the back. They're going to let us build up from the back. Let's see what you guys can do. And it felt a little bit more like what we have seen when Man United play these lesser teams. Ruben Amorim in general hasn't been that crazy bad in against the big teams or games that maybe we don't go into them thinking that we're going to win. But a game like today is the one where if you want to be a top side, if you want to really have ambitions for top four, if you want to have ambitions for Premier Leagues and whatever, these are the type of teams that you need to beat. These are the type of games that you walk away and you say, got the 3 points. Yeah, it doesn't matter how it came, but we got the 3 points. You look at Arsenal, Burnley away, 2-0, thank you very much, we're gone. And I thought today we played Nottingham Forest's game. We did not play our game today. I didn't see much from the fullbacks, from the wing-backs. Didn't see much in midfield. The front three were pretty much non-existent today. We have to be honest. Sesko, Mbumo, Cunha. Poor performances. Poor performances. We didn't manage to get these guys into the game. We didn't manage to get these guys into the game, whether that's through midfield, whether that's through long ball. We didn't find a way of getting them into the game. Whereas in the other games, we're going long and we're winning the seconds and we're playing off there. But today, we didn't have any solutions. We didn't have any solutions. I thought Dallo today, a lot of the time these days now, Dallo's not been up to it. I thought it took a bit too long for us to make changes as well. I'm surprised we did not make an attacking change. I don't want it to get to a situation where it's like, oh no, Cunha is an inevitable player. I don't look at him like that he has to stay on after how he was playing today. You look at Mbumo, wasn't good enough today either. Made a lovely pass over to Sesko at one point though. Sesko should have done better. And I thought Sesko today was timid. He was weak. His touches were off. There was 2, 3, even maybe 4 occasions where Sesko, if you had a better touch, a better opening would have happened. But today he was off it for me. It was very timid and you need him to be nastier. You need him to be a little bit nastier. You need him to go into defenders. And the thing is, I've been impressed with how he's kind of dropped off, got the ball, been playing it off, but he needs to be a little bit nastier, just a little bit nastier. When you're coming up against Murillo, a centre half like that, you're coming up against Milinkovic, you need to be tougher away from home. So I was disappointed not to see any attacking changes. Now, I know people will think, oh, you're going to do out. I'm not even trying to do outrage today. I'm not really outraged. I actually predicted a 1-1. But I just don't like that we played their game. The first half, it was scrappy. It's exactly what they wanted. They wanted to be combating us. They wanted to be battling with us. They didn't want us to settle in any way. But they were also happy to let Man United have the ball. Let Man United have the ball. But when they're in their zones, they'll battle. It was scrappy. Now, when we went 1-0, I thought, yo, we're fortunate. Now, Lamens wasn't tested, but we're fortunate. I thought, okay, cool. You know what? We're pretty fortunate, but we go from there. And I don't know what happened when we came out in the second half for them 2 goals to just happen instantly. Poor goals to concede as well, man. Gibbs White just bullying Ahmad for that goal. And then that mix-up between Delay and Dallo or whoever it was at the back post for Savano's... What's his name? Savona. For Savona's goal. I just thought that was disappointing. I thought it was 2 poor goals to give away. But then they started to grow into the game even more. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he was a big threat today. He looked sharp. He looked fast. He looked live wire today. Cutting inside, taking shots. He getting down the line on Ahmad. He was actually very good today. And they started to grow. That second half was pretty poor from us. It was pretty poor. We have to be honest. If we want to grow, if this team want to go further, we have to be honest. That was poor. I actually thought Sean Dyche was schooling. Ruben Amorim. He was schooling us in that second half until the final 10 minutes. The final 10 minutes, we started to play. And we could have won it at the end. Brilliant goal from Ahmad, by the way. Absolute quality goal. But we could have won it at the end. I mean, look at Ahmad taking that shot, the half volley, or is it a volley, full volley, and a mad clearance off the line by Murillo. And then when I say schooled, people a lot of time feel like schooling is 90% possession and the guys are popping it around. No, sometimes schooling is making the opposition play the type of game you want. And Sean Dyche made us play the type of game he wanted today. Completely. I thought the intensity from us today was very low. I was like, we're playing 1 game a week. Why do we look leggy? I was messaging my group chat. We look leggy. We look off it. We don't look like we had that intensity, especially for a team that's just won 3 in a row. When you win 3 in a row, or you should have this bounce to you. Even if you're tired, you should have this natural like adrenaline running through you. They always say when you're winning, nobody gets injured. They always say that. Nobody feels injured. Nobody feels tired. But today we came out leggy. Like, it was a bit lackluster, off the ball. We were just not as intense as we've been in the last 2 games. Did those 2 games take a lot out of us? I don't know. But today, we had 59% possession, almost doubled the passes, but didn't really feel like a goal was coming. We didn't really look threatening. We didn't play the way which I believe Ruben Amorim wants to play football. And so this is just, I guess, a little reality check for us people that I thought beating Liverpool, beating Brighton is massive. You know, massive for the confidence of the team, massive for them to know they can beat these teams. But this is still the issue with Manchester United. We are still we still thrive in inferior situations. Same thing with Ten Hag, same thing with Oli a lot of the times. When it's time for Manchester United to be the team that have the onus, that have the possession, that have to break teams down, we just never seem to have enough idea or enough quality to get it done. And that was the disappointment for me today. Now, it's not a situation where I'm going to cry or nothing like that. Nah, you know, where am I United in the table now? We're sitting 5th. Obviously, many teams have still got to play. Liverpool have got to play. Man City, Villa, everybody got to play. So we can end up the weekend 10th, potentially. We can end the weekend 10th or... No, we can end the weekend about 8th. The table... It's not really a situation or a time now where we need to be looking at the table. Let's be honest. We don't have to be looking at the table. We joke around, title trouble, but we don't really need to be looking at the table. What's important is the form. Now, we didn't lose, we moved, but 17 goals scored, 16 goals conceded, 1 goal difference. We need to stop leaking goals. And for that to happen back to back is what it's like. Come on, boys. Why does it have to get to that? But guys, it's just a little bit of a reality check for us. We have, just because on paper it looks like, on paper. Nah, reality check for us. A lot of people are saying, stay on that side and blah, blah. Telling you, we have a long way to go before we can start flexing. And I don't really mind if people want to do all of that type of stuff. It's fine. It's football banter, it's whatever. But the job's not done. 3 wins doesn't mean the job's done. It was a poor performance for me today. We got a 2-2, which maybe in the end it's a fair result because I wouldn't say Lament's getting peppered or anything like that. But overall, it's a bit of a momentum killer. Now we've got Spurs away. They're about to play Chelsea. We've got Spurs away. Let's see what happens there. That's not going to be easy. All of a sudden, 3 wins in a row can turn into 2 drop points back to back. And we're looking at it and saying, what are we going to do next? Anyway, guys, man, like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. We don't need to melt down too much, but it's a bit of the concerns are still there. The things that I'm still concerned about is still there. I'm surprised he didn't bring on Mount. I'm surprised he didn't bring on Kobe at any stage in the game. I thought they should be coming on. I don't want a position where Bruno's inevitable, Cunha's inevitable, and Buma's. We've got a squad for a reason. And by the way, that Mazraoui cameo, goodness me, that was poor. Well, let me quickly say one thing, though. Elliot Anderson, that's a top player right there. That's a top player right there. I've been a fan of Elliot Anderson for quite a while now. The guy's tenacious. Like, that's one thing, first of all. How tenacious is he? He gets about. He's not afraid in his 50-50s. He puts in strong tackles, but he can also play. He buzzes around the pitch. On the ball, he's safe with it. He can turn both ways, right and left. He's sharp. He's very sharp. He can drive with the football. Not afraid to get the ball in tight areas as well. And he's also got a pass on him. He is a proper, for me, when I look at him, I'm like, when you think about number 8s, he's a proper number 8. He can ball progress. He's tenacious. He can pass. Yeah, he can pass forward. He can drive with the ball. Like, all of these aspects is, when you think of a number 8, it should be really somebody that can do everything. That's what number 8s used to be. When you look at the past, the 8s were able to do everything, a bit of everything. And that's what Elliot Anderson has. Athletic as well. I'm a big fan of him, and you can just imagine him getting a big move soon. Now, the prices that he's being quoted with is crazy, but I thought today he was comfortable in that midfield. He was really comfortable in that midfield. But shout out CASEMIRO for getting the goal as well. But guys, we still got work to do, man. Like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. It's your boy CultureCams. I'm not gonna melt down today. Reactions coming for the Chelsea, Tottenham. Reactions coming for Liverpool, Aston Villa. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Road to 60K. Hey, everybody's saying stay on that side. Calm, man. Patience, man. Let's be patient.